True. G2 will be starting on the counter-terrorist side of Dust2. And we ride with Hampus with the big green knife. Heading towards Long with a Glock. But the rest of the team are in the B tunnel, so I do wonder what the intentions are here for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Device has been given a raid boss. Rez is the first to fall, so the USP of Jax to the back of the side. We can see some pre-fire from Device. Little tag, 75 HP, and that's the one tap he was looking for. Hampus is walking up Long in the meantime. We've got an off angle being played by Hunter at the cart. Pops up at just the right time, and there will be a kill for Plopsky in mid as well. Bomb moving away from the B apps now. There's no utility beyond a flashbang for Ninjas in Pyjamas, so I do wonder what their intentions are. They still got 2 P250s on road, so in terms of range, the score is even. No information in mid for G2. They send a second player towards that B bomb site. With all the presence they saw there earlier on, it's going to be a long rotation to go back towards A, but I do wonder about how much time it'll take for NIP to get to the A bomb site. Will they go for a wide swing and eliminate Nexa now? He starts to look towards short, just as he's got problems from Long. Being very patient now. Can he get a second one out of this? He's really trying, but not on this occasion.
It's just amazing that he gets the 1 kill. That is so good. Brings it back to a 2-on-2. Hunter's rotated over. Emanek is going to bottle nip onto this bomb site. He's gone for the rotation through Long. So they will be prepared for this. Emanek is going to catch Plopsy looking the wrong way. Could get him right in the side of the head. Yep, free kill for him. And now you're in a tight place if you're ZTR. You've got a P250, but you have to find 2 kills immediately here.
Emanek in the red now. ZTR got to hit the shots, but there's too many man on road. Difficult for him to position between the 2 squads, 2 players of the squad. And it will be G2 to take the pistol round on Dust2. Starters they mean to go on. Like the glove and knife combos that we see from both these players.
Hunter's always, I like Hunter's themes. I've kind of stolen a few of his ideas. He's got some good combinations.
Yeah, Emanek's combo is quite nice as well.
He does actually, I mean, that's a rare glove though.
Yeah.
He has, right? Don't see those too often.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm barely recognized them.
No, pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Details, details. And now we're going to get to see Emanek here. You know, the bright yellow, navy blue combo. That's interesting. Yeah. Not going to be able to pair that with many skins, though. I don't know. Nice attempt at a shot there from Device. Not going to quite connect there with Hunter. So Hunter and Jax across to B early on. Early smoke, though, deep as well. Will make it very difficult here for NIP to push through. And so, yeah, NIP just going to sit and wait. They've gone for the force buy in this round because they got that bomb planted on the A side in the last one. But G2 are very well equipped, and they are very patient with their grenades.
Not quite hitting the mark there. One too many collisions with that grenade. Was promising, though. Another tap at the back of the site. 2 entries from Ninjas in Pyjamas into this B bomb site, and that might be the round.
Yep.
We see 2 players already towards A for G2. Nico by mid doors with an MP9. Ill-equipped for a retake. It would not be a sensible play. Force entry into B from Ninjas in Pyjamas, and Emanek will be deleted by Hampus as well. Looking good with the Desert Eagle.
Dude, he hit that flick, though. That was so fast.
Yeah, it really was.
That was so fast. That is really cool.
Well, this is the worst way, in my opinion, to start your CT side. Nexa will probably hold on to the FAMAS at least, but it's going to be difficult for G2 to get things done in this next round, Dust2 being such an open map.
Still early days, though. They're both going to be getting the measure of each other here, these teams. You know, G2 hit shots on the pistol. Nip, they hit the crucial shots there to open up the B site. And so, the round was pretty much done at that point. As soon as Nip get these 2 entries, and we're going to see him here. Rez, bold fight there with Jax. And Rez we'll have to keep an eye on, right? I put a lot of focus on Nico coming into this match, but I think Rez has really come into form as of late. Always brought onto this team as kind of a star player or a hopeful star. But it feels like since Device's addition, he has really kicked it into another gear. Perhaps because Device is there to help out. It's not all eyes on Rez. You know, now Device is there to kind of help him carry that load. We're just going to see him, you know, step his game up even further now. So Rez this tournament has been a terror. Could do a lot of work with that AK opening up these bomb sites.
Well then, Jax is alone and absolutely surrounded. Positional advantage, Ninjas in Pyjamas. Device only risks losing an MP9 here. Comfortable in his position for now. Starts to creep out, and there's some bonus money for the sniper of Ninjas in Pyjamas. And there's a little more drop though. Still more than the Kevlar will cost.
That's actually pretty cool. In the past 3 months, both Device and Rez have a 1.16 rating. So very even. You gotta love that, right? You got your rifler and you got your opper. Both of them are hitting hard. I mean, that's a winning combination for NIP. If you're Threat right now or Hampus, you're thinking, cool, we got a lot to work with here. So very nice to see that. This will be a nice little hold.
See if Armanek can rescue a gun. It is being protected by Ninjas in Pyjamas. Rez,
The allergies followed me here, Bardolph.
He's been a really important fragger for Ninjas in Pyjamas. He's been performing very, very highly. We again, Nico has as well, looking for his first kill in the early rounds of Dust2, but Rez has been so important for Ninjas in Pyjamas in the series that I've commentated of him in this tournament so far. So I'll be looking to him for a consistent performance as well. G2 still broke for now. So there's some momentum to be built here by Ninjas in Pyjamas, and also keeping the numbers up for that pressure if they are to lose a round. They want to have a full buy in the hole straight away, and we can see Long has been taken early. Abusing the range advantages they have. USP is not so lethal in this round. The Deagle is still in the hands of Armanek though. Nexus still with that FAMAS, so there may be a kill or two here for G2.
This is very much a favorite strategy from NIP. Hampus out alone, canvassing the map, getting information, allowing the rest of his team to form that death ball and work together. And so this is all about gathering info right now. Hampus, however, is not going to be in position to see this push through mid. Very clever stuff coming in here from G2. So there's going to be a very strong cat presence for G2. Can see if this FAMAS can do any damage. Hampus is going to show up after this push. So as far as Hampus are concerned, they're either on B site or they're on A, but his teammates, they're running out of time now. 55 seconds, and they push up long.
Now they've got a Moller used to clear that short plant position that is deployed now. You can see Nexa forced into the open, and there is the trade by the Molly, in fact. So, standard stuff from Ninjas in Pyjamas. A measured take. Always got to have that Molly for those boxes, and then you're in a pretty good position. So now the game can really begin. G2 will have their first full buy in round number 5. It'll be the single AWP in the hands of Armanek. And the M4s across the board. G2, one of those teams who favor silenced M4s for the most part over the M4A4. You can see Jax has the sole M4. No, he doesn't. There are two. Excuse me, Jax and Nexa. But 2 is a fair amount of silenced M4 still. Now let's see. We have Hampus running down mid for a very fast takeoff short. He has the MAC-10 as well, so he can be the risk taker for the squad. There'll be the smoke grenade towards the B doors as the push comes through. The chain flashes will be enough to take Jax out to get one more kill. Then maybe that's a wrap once again. Indeed, G2 out of position once more. And this one is over.
Dude, this feels so much like NIP have just figured out exactly what they want to do each round. Like, okay, if-then. It feels like a bunch of if-then combinations to me. Like, NIP aren't wasting any time in these big rounds. In the small rounds where it's like the anti-eco, where G2 can get clever, it can get weird, that's where they slow it down and they play with the death ball. Hampus is out canvassing, figuring out where G2 are stacked, right, getting that information. But in the big rounds here that we've seen, pistol round, second round, and this first buy round for G2, NIP have wasted no time. They've gone straight into it. It's like they know what they're doing. They've got a plan that they're just going to hit. And each time so far, it's worked wonderfully for them. So nicely done here by NIP. I mean, this is looking very clean and prepared. It's going to be on G2 to figure this out now. 3 guns survive for G2 at least, so they can actually get a buy going still. Because they had the 3, they can drop a couple FAMASes, some MP9s or something like that, and they can still have a dangerous enough kind of round here.
Yeah, this is for sure still a round of great potential. But I do wonder, as this half progresses, if Ninjas in Pyjamas are conditioning G2 with these plays towards B for a deeper plan a little later on.
Of course.
152 is a good time to shoot through the middle doors for those of you at home. You see the smoke up, Armanek boosted and gets an aggressive shot down short. That's some nice map control. You can see him heading elsewhere now. Has the option to look towards long, however, it has been completely compromised. There's an extra rifle now for G2. This is a very dangerous round now for Ninjas in Pyjamas. We see Jax making his way towards T-spawn as well, which may not be considered by NIP just yet.
This is the same sort of scenario that we had when NIP were in the anti-eco. Hampus alone in mid, up catwalk, rinse and repeat. And so G2 figuring this out now that they've killed Hampus. You can see they've still got 3 guys cemented on that A site. They've pushed through to T-spawn. Jack's now on the flank with the Deagle. This is huge. He has managed to completely go around Rez in mid. Oh, and the trigger discipline. This is so good from Jax.
Down goes Device. That's a big frag, and there are huge problems for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 3 versus 4. We've got Rez getting deleted on short. His position was crucial to any success here for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Armanek moving back. Now we've got to push through the smoke. I'm not sure if he's got the angles. Apparently he does. That's the bomb carrier drop, leaving ZTR in a 1 versus 3. And Armanek will deliver again. 4 kills for the sniper of G2. It's an important way to win the round as well. Coming into this one hot.
Whew. And yeah, all eyes on Amanek. The guy continues to impress. It feels like he had the op roll thrust on him when Nico wasn't really wanting to take it over after Kenny S was removed from the roster. Nico struggling on it, and of course, it's Nico. He's the best, one of the best riflers, if not the best rifler in the world. Do you really want to force that guy to play op? Amanek stood up. He said, "Okay, I'll take the role. I'll do the job." And so far, he's been getting better and better for G2, really showing just how valuable a player he is. So congratulations to Amanek. He's sitting at 7 kills. And Nico put a lot of emphasis on him going into this match. He's still sitting at 0 kills. So we'll see when he decides to wake up. If he joins the party, it's going to get fun. There it is, lineup.
Faithful indeed. Jack says the shooting gallery. So hard to get through that choke point. And this time, they are ready for it. Ninjas in Pyjamas will maybe need a new plan now that the second AWP is in play for G2. To great effect, no less. 500 HP for G2. I'm so jealous of this knife, man.
It's a beautiful knife.
It really is.
I feel like we've seen the same 2 strategies out of Nip run over and over. Now, both of them have gotten shut down. So you're right. Now we're going to get to see a new strategy in IP. You have to change it up because they've been figured out now. The adjustments have been made by G2. Jax with that AWP over on platform, like, yes, rush B.
Yeah. NIP said, give us a reason to stop doing this, and they just got a reason. Jax popping up and having a great time.
Good support there from Hunter as well with the anti-flashes. Just brutal round there for NIP. But again, so much money, they're going to be able to afford to go for a full buy again. And now we'll get more of a default approach. Device with the spawn towards long, though. Unfortunately for him, he hangs around, takes a little bit of damage, but too patient was Nexa. Not going to peek into his crosshairs. And so, yeah, here we get the default approach from NIP. Spread out across the map and play for info.
Pop flash through the doors, and in they go for some clearance. We see Jax outside the window with the AWP. Nico has a slight advantage, taken away by the smoke grenade. Of course, the shape of the wall there, you can see it would expose the legs of the T's, but he'll see over the smoke instead, and Rez has no way to respond to that one. Another 5v4 advantage for G2. They look to build on their CT side. Still with control of long, Nexa by the pit. Ninjas in Pyjamas got to show something for this. 1 minute on the clock, and Hamper still moving around the smokes. Looking at Nico's position.
And that's why you put that second smoke up on the boxes, in case you're wondering, to block the exact position Nico's playing from. Nico is currently burning alive, barely makes it out of there in one piece, but the rest of NIP gathered up to hit this B side again. 3 players here about to lurk their way through the smoke. ZTR has got the molly towards window. Gonna put a little pressure on Jax. He's gonna land at his feet. He has to move quick, trying to find a shot. He's gonna burn.
Beautiful, but Hunter, well, never mind, he's dead. He gets deleted by ZTR as well, a combo from him. Namine keeps it competitive. 3-man retake, no incendiary. There's a flash. I said all the grenades they didn't have. A flash and a HE grenade for Armanek on this retake. There'll be nobody home for that one. They need something else from this. There is a buy for G2 should they lose by elimination. Nexa creeping up close now, wondering what the situation is towards the car, and Plopsky's ahead of it. An off angle from him. That clock is ticking. Nexa now the only man with a defuse kit. 2 versus 3. Do they want to slip away and try to hold on to these weapons? It looks like they do. It's a 3-1 for Nexa. They'll make it even more expensive for the Ninjas, but the round will go their way. 5-3.
ZTR survives it, Amanek survives it, both of them holding onto their AWPs, trying to gather up some grenades here. What a nice adjustment made by NIP, though. Those mollies, perfect spots, predicting where Jax was going to play from. Not going to be on plateau 2 rounds running. Playing from the site itself, and ZTR was ready for it with that molly. So we're really going to get into the mind games here between these two teams now, where they're going to start adjusting, making those micro adjustments. And NIP now, that puts them back in at 5-3 on the T side. G2, fortunately for them, they had a couple rounds go their way, so they had a bank to go on. We'll get that AUG in Hunter's hands, and an AWP once again in Aminex. No double op, though.
Very aggressive smoke grenade. Jax looking to body block if anybody makes a push. You've got to be careful about your behavior if it's consistent with grenades like that in case you get sprayed.
He's close enough to hear the footsteps, though. So that's info gained here from him.
Another pop flash through, and Hunter is already in an unlikely position where he could catch these players off guard. I do wonder if he'd get traded, though. HE grenade goes up top, and Armanex caught off guard. Weren't expecting that. Awkward angle for Plopsky. Certainly helps Hunter hold on to this mid position, but there's more problems where that came from. Rez will hear the scope. Jack's pushing in the meantime. This round is falling to pieces now for G2. And so is their economy. Once more out of position on the A bomb site. They haven't had much to do just yet over towards A, apart from save.
Oh, nasty plant. In the open, and yeah, that's going to be it. Backing off and saving. So fun to see a team just repeatedly hit the B side as well. These B defense really getting tested. Feels like a lot of the action these days on Dust2 has been long or catwalk, moving up onto the A side. It's been a lot of A with a B hit sprinkled in. Nip have just flipped that meta on its head. They're feeling very comfortable identifying that this is perhaps the weak spot in the G2 defense, and so they're just going to keep testing it. As far as the money, there's going to be just enough. If they wanted to force, they should be able to do it, G2. It's going to be a tight one, but they could. They're actually getting the third loss bonus now as well, so there will be enough money for a buy round here on G2's side. So it doesn't get any easier for NIP. But really good to see here from NIP, and really good to see ZCR sitting at the top of the scoreboard right now. No weak link at all here for NIP, and ZCR catching some flack. He got brought in right from the Young Ninjas talent pool. Nip definitely one of those orgs who's going to be looking to make that play, trying to form their own talent up and get them on the cheap. So I mean, he manages to just bring him up into. They managed to bring him up into the active roster. He kind of dabbled as an in-game leader, or a second in-game leader on a couple maps there, but Hampus is now firmly in the IGL role again. He has got full control of the team on all maps now. No longer the case that ZCR has taken a couple maps. But on an individual level right now, ZCR is shaping up really nicely. At least in this map, things are going well. Still got to keep an eye on Nico. Not quite having the impact. He's not really adjusting too quickly here, Nico, right now.
Pot shots from Device. See the buy from G2. The M4A4s are out now. The single silenced and 4 in the hands of Nico. And again, there's a lot of action towards this middle position. And G2 are expectant. Got 2 plays in CT. Meanwhile, Armanek with an aggressive angle on long. Really looking for something. We'll see if Plopsky offers him what he's looking for. Looks like it might be the case.
Armanek would have the angle. He would have the advantage, rather.
Well, that's a difficult one. Not much you can do about that. Incendiary in the doors. They will try to respond over towards shore, but again, G2 have an idea, and Nico will have heard that. Collision with the fire. He knows someone's there. NIP now trying to identify the makeup of G2 in this round. They put a lurk smoke, and Nico instantly goes aggressive around it. Got to be careful, though. Close you get to that smoke, it gets really dangerous if there is a T by the stairs. So he will limit his exposure, but as these grenades come through, you may have to start the rotation. 3 players sent towards A for G2 as the bomb heads towards the B bomb site. Nice burst from Hampus. 1 more to find. Instant trade. Bomb needs to be collected, though. And while it is, Device will be dropped by Nexa. 2 NIP players now in the site. Again, retake territory. Another burst from Rez. We spoke about him earlier. He starts to show up now. Spots one heading towards the window. Hot flash as well, just to buy some time. That's the grenades exhausted for Ninjas in Pyjamas. We have a flash for Armanek, which he may try to use with Nexa here as he makes his way towards the window. Looking for a peek. See if NIP served them. A wild swing from Nexa. No grenades, no warning. And Rez now in a 1 versus 2. The AWP could post up. He's got to be real careful. Nexa has the kit as well and that final kill. The retake is here for G2.
must-win round for G2, making the adjustments. Nico everywhere on the map. Starts it out at CT, rotates up to Catwalk. He is just all over the place, and he still, gets his head taken off. The thing is, though, sometimes it's more important to just get the information than the kill, and he is able to get his teammates rotating over very quickly based off of his info plays. So G2, they managed to get that 4th round underway. Nicely done. Can't always hold, and you can see how it changes those the angle of the door now. The fact that you can have the op watching your back, Nexa and Emnek can work together in that retake. It makes a big difference.
Nice entry from Armanek, and he won't outstay his welcome. All the way back to the site, and maybe even towards short, in fact. Quick hop up, kind of. Almost quick. Kind of slow, actually.
Gotta work on that.
That leaves Nexa on an island. Perhaps Nico will help him boost up to get into a stronger position. So Ninja Pyjamas have taken control of long. That Molotov, you jump on a barrel, and there's a door near the corner, aim at the key, jump throw, and it clears that corner car position. And DG2 look to take aggression towards short now. Hampus will avoid the flashbang, actually, and Nexa goes straight into the middle of his crosshair. Now there are problems for G2. They don't have long, they don't have short, and there are NIP players charging onto the bomb site. And maybe it's time to fall back again.
Man, they're so clean in NIP when it comes to these pushes. They just move together as a group. It's the Wrecking Ball moving straight onto the bomb site. Hampus able to find that kill on Nexa, really opened it up. Made it so difficult for G2 to hold after that. But I really like how quick and decisive NIP are. There's no hesitation on their side. Sometimes you see teams, like the first guy goes in and then there's a pretty big gap and the spacing is off. NIP not really showing that at all right now. They just go straight onto the bomb site. Not a whole lot that Emnek can hope to do in that situation.
Finding a 7th round on their T side versus the 4 for G2. 3 players still alive for G2. No AWP in their hands, though. That'll be a problem going into the next round. Very important weapon on Dust2. And if NIP recognize a lack of AWP, I wonder if they head back towards the B bomb site. That said, there is an AUG in the hands of Hunter, which can also be useful towards B if they give it to the right person. We'll see if he holds on to it. If there's money even to, well, Armanek's got 4,200, so let's see what they choose to do. There are decisions to be made here by G2. They're not going to invest much, actually, so Hunter with Kevlar will hold on to the AUG. It won't go towards the B bomb site. Jax will retain the M4A1S. Fast boost from Hunter, pulls a grenade out, and that's not going to work out for him. Nexa can do nothing either as Rez erases G2 players on short.
Flopsy sees it. He senses that something is amiss. Catches Jax lurking right on the edge of that smoke. Perfectly done here. NIP, man, they are wired tight right now. This is so good. And Rez, he'll take that fight on Cat any day of the week. The guy is so snappy on the aim right now. Flopsy spotting him in mid as well. All the info gained here for NIP. They're going to be able to walk right on up here, get this bomb planted. No problem at all. And NIP are looking very, very strong. They're looking prepared. They had a clear game plan at the beginning of this half, running the same strategies, right? They really just wanted to get as much value out of those as possible. And here, when it starts to get a little bit more wheeling and dealing, the pressure's on G2, and so NIP can feel a bit more free to get in there and take those fights the way Rez just did.
Look at the radar. Nico is on the run now. I'm not sure if Plopsky just saw him in the corner. Looks like he might have indeed. He will be executed in brutal fashion. NIP now with 8 rounds on their T side as the buy approaches for G2 once again. Armanek with 6K in the bank will have no issue buying the AWP. We've seen some aggressive plays in multiple rounds from G2 towards the short position. You wonder if we'll see a boost there again in this one, or they'll try something else. 2 AUGs, Hunter and Jack, so there will be a scope on the B bomb site in some kind of fashion. Hampus making sure no one goes lower tunnel. He spotted him. Rez knows now.
Rez knows somebody's around here. It's going to be the slow alert from him. Sets up the flash, turns around, wins the duel. Rez is too good!
He is too good. Facts.
He is so sharp right now. He just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Who is Rez? He's that one punch man android dude. Okay.
Jax has to really be careful now. Molotov deployed while Device has the angle, and it's hard to watch. Really painful for Jax to exit in such a fashion. The bomb site threatens to be taken now as they line up for Armanek. The trade is here. 3 men spreading out. And again, G2 just being outmaneuvered on their CT side. Next a shot through the door to 4 HP. Device will give him nothing but bullets. CT side can often be difficult on Dust2. And there is a chance that G2 have a T side of similar strength. They could still get a 5th and maybe even a 6th round out of this. I think 6 is unlikely looking at their situation at the moment.
I mean,
but maybe 4's enough.
It's right now. I mean, I feel like this is a comfortable 11-4 sort of situation for NIP, right? I mean, they're catching G2. It's like they're setting G2 up, and then they see that the mid push, like they're ready for the counterplay that G2 tries to come up with, right? Where it's like, okay, we're gonna push mid aggro. They're watching mid aggro. They're ready for you. Obviously gonna get shot in the back of the head, unfortunately for him. That is not gonna be great, but there's so much money on NIP's side, they don't care. Plenty of money in the bank. They'll be able to re-equip, no problem at all. But as far as G2 are concerned now, the pressure really is on, because, okay, where are you going to go? Did you get a good spawn for long? But then NIP haven't necessarily been aggressively taking long. They've been kind of just setting up with a device there with the AWP if they get a good spawn for it. Looks like fast catwalk again here. This is all over the place, man. Hamp is definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, he's got to this point on a number of occasions and goes beyond it, feeling the weakness. Simple enough grenades for the short take. Armanek has a quick look, sees nothing, but doesn't know what that means really.
Nico is completely absent this half. He's got 2 kills.
Oh, again, they get caught with grenades out. Such unfortunate timing for G2. In a poor situation anyway. The pistols. Jax makes his way through the door somehow undetected. And he gets a rifle from it. Things are getting weird now as Nico starts to activate. That's an important kill for ZTR. But this may be a run at G2 go for. 2 versus 3. Bomb not planted just yet. Does Nexaday go through that smoke? Nico still performing now. 2 kills.
Does he walk? Oh, Device knows. He heard him.
That's a big one.
Nico's going to be raging. Nico is going to be raging so hard. He's going to be sitting there going, why are you still in spawn? What are you doing? Why are you not with your teammate on the bomb site? With the bomb, no less. Nico's freaking out right now.
10 rounds for NIP. It's a good T-half for them. But again, there's a chance for 5 from G2, and that could be enough. As well as these rounds have looked for NIP, G2 could entirely do the same on the second half. 1 round before we get 4 auto snipers, an indication of the success that Ninja's Pyjamas have been having. But despite it being 4 autos, they have no damage. G2 have got 2 men on short, very, very deep indeed, and having 4 auto snipers firing off means you have limited map control. Jack's fishing towards B at the same time. Now at some point a short take will surely come for the Ninjas. G2 are starting to back off from short. Next are alone in the pit. Only 2 placer flashes for G2 at this juncture. They're both on short, so we'll see if that plays a part in this. Oh dear, that could be 3 HP.
Survives.
Really trying to
that's
find
the second Molotov that Amanek has had to eat, though. So he's just like, could we please stop throwing fire at me? Nice shot. That is a big kill, but it's not where the action's about to go down. And IP are going to hit this B side hard.
Hunter, though, with the AUG. Again, he's holding down 2 drops because nobody's in that mid position. He gets annihilated. Jack's over 3K. That's exactly what they needed. Well, there's a little highlight for Hampus. Flashbang is up, and he's got a chance to pad the stats at the very least. 20 seconds. It's a long way to the B bomb site. Try and get an extra kill on the scoreboard. He'll do that at the very least. And it is 5 rounds for G2 at halftime to the 10 of NIP. We'll find out if that's enough for G2 as they move to the T side after the break. G2 will find themselves in an important position in the pistol round. They have the opportunity to, say, get to 8 rounds pretty quickly, and I'm sure they would love to do that. Nico will have the P250 for the added range here in this pistol round. 3-2 setup from Ninjas in Pyjamas, nothing untoward. All Kevlar from them. Kevlar and USPs. We have a smoke on short.
Safe to say that Kovac and Kovac, the firm, has been shut down for business in the first half. Question of whether or not they're going to pick up their briefcases and get back to it here in the second half, because Hunter and Nico not really sporting very good numbers right now, not really having too much of an impact in the first half. G2 heavily rely on these guys, and so they need to step up. Time to get in the mix.
They have one smoke, G2, but I think they're focusing on the element of surprise now. Minimum time for reaction. A Molotov and a flashbang, and in they go. Super Mario Brothers into the B bomb site, trying to get all the golden coins, but ZCR is holding them for himself.
Wow, ZTR, that second kill. That was so sick. Hampus already at the window, putting pressure, not gonna hit the shot. Nico getting caught in the flank though. Man advantage now for NIP going into the retake. Jax is gonna have a very nice off angle in the upper halls though. Brings it back to a 2-on-2, and that bomb is yet to get planted.
Yeah, that's a real confident headshot from Jax, holding his position. Had the sound cues. Now, how do they plant the bomb without a push coming through? They're ready for it immediately, but so is Jax. He has the angle. Did he spot the second player? I think he realized that Rez is here as well. You can see him trying to bait Jax out, but Nexa will be enough. And there is the pistol for G2, exactly what they needed. Nexa gets a cheap helmet as well, it's worth noting. His armor is untouched. See what NIP choose to do. Fantastic start, though, for G2.
Big questions, yeah. Big questions abound as to what they're going to be able to pull off here. Hunter, he stepped up as well. He had his moments here, but this was a very good pistol round for G2. Very straightforward approach onto the B site. Right through mid doors, right through. Nothing subtle about it, but he got the job done. NIP now, nothing subtle. Stacked 4 at long. They were ready and waiting, hoping that somebody was going to come through here for G2.
Yeah, this is a big-ass force buy from Ninjas in Pyjamas. 2 high explosive grenades also in the bag. And G2 start slow. They know some shenanigans may be afoot. Take off short comes. We'll see how... oh, we got double HEs towards the short position. The flashes for the swing. There's the first one. And the second one.
It's unfortunate. It's when you just, you build up the hype and, the expectation, and then you get nothing.
The entire team for Ninjas in Pyjamas, though, is still on this bomb site. We see Rez moving into the goose position. There are 3 smoke grenades for NIP, which is very curious. Love to see what their intentions are with those. Flash towards short, trying to slow things down. We've got the avant-garde smoke sound device. Has angles with the AWP. 40 seconds remain. No investigation elsewhere. They're going straight into the stack, G2. They have the guns for the job. They have the tools for the job. Happens up close to the Desert Eagle, doing some damage, which could be capitalized on by the Device. Got 2 frags here. Device caught in the open, though, and the scout is dropped. Plopsky and ZCR remain, and Armnex is throwing a smoke in the back of his teammate's head, which may compromise some angles. They seem okay for now. Plopsky, 1 versus 3. Got his reload in. Not finding a kill just yet, but he's not too far away. And now he's very far away. G2 survive all the NIP players on the A bomb site and move to 7.
Stroll right on through, keep both AKs alive as well. Amanek going to hold on to that scout. This is going to be a hard eco, or should be a hard eco from NIP, barring some kind of weird shenanigans. So another chance here for G2 to collect another round and get 2 rounds closer to tying it up. I mean, that was just very... G2 were just like, okay, we're going to take A, and unfortunately, NIP were not necessarily standing in the spot that they were hoping for to deal with that. A fast, long take this time coming in from G2, and unfortunately, this is the round that NIP decided to go catwalk instead of long. Hunter, instant kill there on Device. And so Rez, Plopsky, ZTR wrapping back. Hampus is going to head over here as well, and G2 are content to just kind of leave Nico behind. For now, looks like Hunter's going to come back and help him out here in a moment. Nico's got to be careful, though. If he just, I mean, even USPs will eventually kill you, especially if there's 4 of them.
Oh, alrighty then. There's still a flashbang here as well. So if G2 pursue and close the distance, there could be a burst, but thinning the numbers certainly helps. Nexa lurking down mid with the MAC-10 as well. There's a smoke up, and Almanac is really delivering. At the point where the flashbang comes out, there's only 2 players to offer something, and that one of them is the grenade thrower as well. So really neutralized the threat there in that round, but now the big guns come out. Now the game begins in the second half. The AWP is out for Device. We have double AUG as well. I'm sure one of those will be headed towards the B bomb site.
Nico's got the spawn for the op, though. It's looking like he's going to take it long. Amanek just bought that op and dropped it for him. So Nico's got a good spawn for long. He's going to be able to get out there very quickly. Nexa's going to be there to help him out, and this is just going to be Nico taking a peek. Rez is going to be the first one on the site here. Plopsky may be the one going to get shot. Timings are just barely off, and Nico just barely going to get out of there intact.
You can see the flashbang deployed on the T perspective from the corner of the wall, aimed at the bottom of that palm tree, just to the right. Goes off over the wall and does not flash your teammates. Look it up in demos. It is the one to learn if you want to support your team. Allow them to peek while they're fighting. Minute 20 on the clock, and G2 need to take their initial map control, which probably includes the short position. Both snipers still trained on the long doors. Device with a far superior angle, though. That's a lot of sound cues for Plopsky as well. He knows a number of players are towards top mid, and as they move away, Device moves into a more aggressive position. What does this mean for the rest of Ninjas in Pyjamas around the map? These two are very committed on long right now.
They're expecting a B split. Rez and Hampus right now. They have got a lot of defense set up here for NIP. Hampus is going to be that second, point of contact, and it works wonderfully. Nice little molly thrown down, trying to slow things up. And in the meantime, G2 going to try and actually go through the front door towards this B side. ZTR ready and waiting for him. He's not going to miss his chance.
ZTR dancing around, making things difficult for Almanac, who's alone with the bomb now. If he goes down, there are yet more problems. 3 versus 5. We've got Plopsky and T spawn as well, having a look-see. Not sure how much he spotted, but he'll have some nasty angles here. Almanac caught off guard, not expecting this. Somehow still alive, though. 10 seconds to save in lower tunnel, essentially. They don't really have many more options at this juncture. But it's quite a reasonable save if they can keep these 3 players alive. See Device hunting. This is quite the unusual save situation.
That is not something we see every day, you're right. That is actually a very rare situation. But there's enough money here for Jax to buy, and Nexa can drop a gun for his teammate Hunter as well. So we will have both teams fully equipped going into the next round. But I think that was a lot of, at least initially, it was a lot of building off of Nico trying to get an opening kill for him. And that kill didn't happen for G2. And so they elected to go for the B split, and that didn't work either because they just got rebuffed. Not expecting there to be 2 players holding mid.
Well, not a complete disaster, but a rare miss with an incendiary towards the long doors. You see Nexa holding the bomb outside long. So he was never going to be peeking in that scenario. And shot has been taken. Standard stuff. Jack's lining up that lurk smoke that lands on top of the ledge. It does give you vision towards the car in the corner as well, but CTs will of course look for that. Everybody knows the meaning of that smoke at this point. Plopsky playing anti-flash at the other end of the wall. G2 posturing for a split of the A bomb site. Almanac moves into a position top mid for a flash towards long, it seems. Device misses an opportunity. Plopsky's here. Device can't trade, has to race back to the A bomb site. Out of position now, trying to cross over. Nico spots him and swats him. And there's another one gone as well. Rez deleted, and G2 have taken the site. NIP have decisions to make here. Not many of them, though. 2 versus 4 may already be made for them as the bomb is planted on A. But Hampus continues to pursue for now. He has $850. He's going to have a look, but Nico is holding position, taps for days. 1v2 now for ZTR. It's maybe made doable for him. Hunter's got 12 HP, baits a shot with the AWP, and down he goes. Where is Nexa? That's the question. ZTR doesn't have a kit. There's one on the low ground there, as we can see. Nexa coming in from short now. He's got a smoke as well, and he spots him. The smoke is up. Oh, he's got to find him quickly, but he can't. Nexa will get that final kill. That was a nervous situation. The 5-second defuse may be too long with Nexus swinging, and it just about goes the way of G2 there.
He wishes he had that smoke back at the end there. That's maybe he already had let go of it by the time he realized, or that's just an unfortunate play there for ZTR. That smoke doesn't bloom, and I think he actually wins that situation. But the smoke gave Nexa enough time to adjust, and it kind of predicts where he's going to be peeking from. Nexa not going to miss a chance like that. Nice wall bang coming in from Amanek, though. Stands up into it, looking for the shot. Device is on the other side. 2 AWPs ready and willing to go for the fight, and somehow Nexa wins that duel against Plopsky. Device, though, with the late peek on Amanek, obliterates him.
Beautiful, and we've got peaks on long as well. Device posting up. Can't get the flick though. ZTR will die as well. The money's running out for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Hampus now with Scout versus 4. I don't fancy his chances. The gap is close to 1. G2 with momentum now on the T side. All but 1 round so far. 5 from 6 on this T side. Looks pretty good for them in that respect. They've broken the cash of Ninjas in Pyjamas as well, who aren't far from their next buy. They've got $3,000 in the hole, but they are in a losing situation right now.
Definitely not the best turn of events here for NIP. This is going to let G2 tie it up, barring some kind of weird anti-eco madness coming in, but it's a 2-on-2 setup here for NIP. They're spread out all across. Looking for a bit of a crunch mid, cleverly enough. And the push onto the B side here from G2. Hunter taking point, opening it up wide. 2 kills for him. Going to spot the 2 in mid as well, or just kill him. I mean, that works too.
Hunter and Nico starting to warm up now. CT side was difficult, but the T side, they've got some more freedoms. Hunter avenged by Nico, leaving Device alone. They're losing the lead.
Nice flank.
They've lost the lead. 11 apiece, but the buy will come through once more. 1 kill for Ninjas in Pyjamas in that round. And now the pressure rises for them, and with rising pressure, maybe comes rising firepower. 2 AWPs will be drawn for Ninjas in Pyjamas. ZTR on the org, so 3 scopes for the CT squad. All 5 G2 players with, 4 of them with Deagles in the hole. We can see all the USPs for NIP. Very fast takeoff shot from G2. They've got someone to contend with, and that's Device.
Nicely done. You skip those steps. You don't get those mollies into play. You don't get those flashes into play, and this is the reason why you take over Catwalk thoroughly. And so, just unfortunate for G2 that Device was holding the angle that time when they decided to skip some steps. Amanek now going to hope to be able to bring one back here in mid, but there's no reason for Rez to peek just yet. Rez can just quietly hold this angle. Flash over the top here from Hunter. ZTR blinded. And this is it. Flash in mid. Nicely done. Nexa going to go ahead and take over this real estate.
Second AWP has not yet been announced or identified in the hands of Ninjas in Pyjamas. A lot of harassment now, but it could be a pain point. Hampus, it'll be a tag onto Nico. Tries to create some space for himself for a potential escape. We've got a lurker. The bomb rotating as well towards the B tunnels. A very strange situation as Nexa tried to catch Hampus, but he makes his way into the window and it goes back. That's absolutely outrageous. A no-scope, no less. And Jorgen's here to do great damage, colossal damage. 21 HP for the last 2 G2 players, and they are not through the choke point just yet. Device is posted up, Hampus is posted up with the AWP. And Plopsky once again is in T-spawn. I'm not sure if he knows what side he's playing on. He's always in T-spawn. Looking for rotation through mid, not over-peaking, being very careful about his position. Again, he's the man between G2 and the A-bomb site. He knows how important his position is and not going too deep, not giving G2 anything, but of course, time will run out. And it's another victory for Ninjas in Pyjamas where G2 have to turn tail and save. In fact, all their victories are timeouts in this half.
Exactly. It's a bit of a theme we've got going here. 4 players surviving in both of the rounds for NIP when they win, but then 2 players surviving this time for G2, 3 the last time. But yes, both rounds that NIP have managed to pick up this half have been when G2 have just run out of time in the round. So 2 very T-sided halves of Counter-Strike we're getting here on Dust2. NIP really set the tone, 10-5 in the first half, and well now I'm going to be very curious to see what we can get going out of it for what we can get going out of it here for G2 in this bounce back round. Money is plentiful for G2, so they will be fully equipped going into it. Tactical timeout called, but that's going to run low, and we're going to be into the action here in just a few moments. Both teams fully bought up, but now at least I suppose G2 have identified that there is a double op in play. And again, got to give credit to ZTR. He has been hitting shots. Everybody's very even right now in terms of performance for NIP.
Oh,
but
boy.
that is definitely going to throw things out of whack. I cursed him. I'm sorry, ZTR, buddy. Give him praise, and he gets shot by Amanek.
Not much you can do about that. Device maybe lingering on the B-bomb site a little longer. Flashbang to take the angle. Armanek still harassing around the mid doors. G2 in no rush with a minute 20 on the clock. Hampus now forward position. They're lining up for him. That is perfect from him. 14 HP for Nexa. And now what do? You don't know if there's rifle support around the corner. Can't really pursue that through the smoke. They'll try to respond elsewhere. Don't know if there are sound cues for Plopsky, who is by mid doors, as we can see on the X-ray. Moving back towards B now, and so is the bomb in T-spawn. The first Armanek will try to establish something around a short position. Got to focus on that incendiary for now. And post the lurk smoke up. Well then, Device very alone on the B bomb site, but he has the initial angle. Only scoped in once, in fact. Just as he's repositioning, oh god, they're coming, but he's got an angle to re-peek, and he will deliver in kind. Hunter now, 1 versus 3. Could potentially pick up the AWP, but he doesn't know how much time he has. Going back towards the tunnel, Plopsky's waiting for him. 2 coming from CT. Oh, that's so tight from Hunter. Good damage, but no kill just yet. Hiding in front of the car now. They're all going to try and peek him at the same time. How to get a multi-kill, looking for the transfer, but Rez will trade, and it'll be 13 rounds for the Ninjas.
They'll be able to save these AWPs as well. Device's Dragon Lore gets picked up, and we'll get the one picked up on B slope as well. So very nicely done here by NIP. Everybody, again, getting a piece of the action. Only ZTR getting left out. And keep in mind, this was a man advantage round for G2, where ZTR got picked off at the beginning of it, and yet NIP are the ones winning with 2 players surviving. So this is looking like a very nice half of CS coming up here for NIP on 13 rounds now, within striking distance of the finish line. Tactical timeout getting called here by G2. What kind of spawn do we have? We don't really have a terrific spawn either. I mean, Jax has got a good long spawn, but it's not Amanek or Nico. It's not your either of your oppers. So what is going to be the play here? They're actually really spread out. This is just looking like a default kind of round, or should look like a kind of default round coming up here for G2 in this round. And yeah, we do see quite a bit of the players here getting focused up as the timeout comes through, but we are going to get that full buy on both sides. 4 rifles for G2, AWP picked up, quite a few nades. So this is, again, spicy.
Timeout called by Ninjas in Pyjamas as well.
I like it. So back and forth. They can chain them. We have checked in the rules. There's no rule saying that you can't just keep doing back-to-back. So long as you have timeouts, you can use timeouts.
So we can see the situation for G2. Their buy has come in for the round. We've got a FAMAS onto Nexa, but apart from that, it looks fairly standard, fairly normal, but the money is running low on both squads, in fairness. So as we get into the late rounds here, we could see some problems for one of these squads. We've seen teams get to 14 and then become pipped at the post by losing all their money and so on at an awkward time. So there will be pressure in this round.
Pipped at the post. Is it at the Derby? No, the Derby is the Kentucky Derby is over here.
I've heard so many English accents this week. You have no idea.
What's the British one? What's the British race where all the women wear hats? Yeah.
Oh, maybe the Grand National or something?
Yeah, they all have hats. Isn't that just like a big deal?
Yeah,
right?
the fancy hats.
Goes up and it's like, oh, you know, what hat are they going to wear?
Yeah. It's one of those white people races. ZTR close around the smoke now. Oh, he's missed his jump, and that's a sound cue for G2, who are just going in dry into this B bomb site. Dancing around the smoke now, ZTR, but who's going to get the first kills? Looking for a crossfire with his teammate, but look at the kill feed. Absolute annihilation across the map, but the bomb site's been taken by G2. A quick plant of the bomb as well. And decisions have to be made by Ninjas in Pyjamas. Again, both teams came into this one low on money, and it's NIP who will suffer the most. Hampus has $3,000 in the bank, but a lot of players are pretty short right now, so this is a window of opportunity for G2.
To just sit and patiently wait, change of speed. But again, these B hits really has been the name of the game so far for both of these T sides. NiP really favored the B side on their half, and here at G2, we're seeing a lot of these splits constantly testing this B site, whether they've got the time to do it or not. Bomb goes off, and we're at 12-13. G2 trailing by 1 on this T side, and yeah, looking very pensive. That worked. It was after 2 timeouts called, so that worked. They did manage to find a way through. Looking at the spawn this time around, though. Actually, a pretty decent long spawn here for G2 if they want to really go after it. Could look to challenge, because again, that used to be the rule of thumb, and it's looking like, yes, Nexa, Jax, Hunter, they are setting up. We are going to get the smoke at the angle, and they're going to go all out on long. Nexa has managed to make it to the blue container.
You saw Hampus on the X-ray in mid, waiting for a shot to be fired in the smoke so he can peek, but there's no shot, so he can't peek, because he knows he's being held otherwise. Well then, we have a takeoff long and short very quickly from G2, which means that NIP are in a world of trouble. There'll be a flash from Plopsky. The swing is here, spots one by Blue as well, and he holds down long. That changes things dramatically for NIP. Device can focus on short now. Rez seeing so many targets, and there's a flick from him, leaving Armanek alone now. 1 versus 4, looking for all the kills, looking for the ace. Tags in the leg. 17 HPs, not alive for long. The USP is out for Device. That hold from Plopsky is crucial to that for Ninjas in Pyjamas. If he doesn't hold things down there, Device can't focus on the A-bomb site. Yeah, he's got T's coming from both directions. So that's absolutely crucial, a performance from Plopsky, especially that second engagement after the flashbang.
Do we get a replay? Do we get a replay? Do we get a replay of that? Because again, who threw the flash? Let's see it. Rez, my dude. Rez, he shoots you in the head, or he throws the $10,000 flash grenade that nets 2 kills for Plopsky. Just completely catches G2 out. Flash grenades, man, they're awesome.
Very important on the A area, long and sight included. And that's often the job of the sniper as well if he's towards the car. You can see Plopsky's basically, well, he's on the ramp at the moment. So sometimes you've got to get those support flashes behind him so he can peek. That may come in later on. For now, though, we have G2 in a very difficult position. Forced by territory for them. 2 primary weapons versus double orbs and an AUG. Again, Device getting aggressive towards long. That will allow a rotation elsewhere. Confident in his position. Doesn't dare go through these doors, though. Nexa is waiting. Armanek drops. Someone's got to collect that weapon. Jax jumping across the doors. It's going from bad to worse for G2. We can see the bomb making its way over, and Device has a very aggressive angle. This could be a second kill. Does he just walk into this? Device dancing left and right. Maybe staying alert. There's a lot of silence here, but Jax is surely on his way in. Grenades to her. Device starting to fall back now. Going to play for the round, not the kill. We've got a 2-man push on short as well. Device completely exposed in long, and this could collapse for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Plopsky out on an island, and suddenly there's 20 seconds to plant this bomb. Up it goes from long. Hampus has a chance, though. If he can land a shot here, that could be the round. So much utility. Oh, he's so close. The jumping shot is also an option for him. 9 seconds. It's the bad plant. Does he push through the smoke here, Hampus? Jax alone, 1 versus 2. And that's going to be that. Game point for Ninjas in Pyjamas on Dust2.
Their map pick. Not a whole lot of information to go off of for G2 in terms of how NiP want to play it. And of course, now you've got Device in the mix as well. That is really going to throw things out of whack. First time we're going to see Device play for NIP after a few weeks of preparation. And well, now, I mean, they really have not played Dust2 much in the last 3 months, NIP. So this is just a revelation for G2. They're learning on the fly with the rest of us. And this is, hey, well, a painful experience as now NiP are up on map point. 3-round lead. It looked so promising for G2. They were on the edge of getting NiP to eco. Yeah, here we are. It's G2 having to go for a force buy, and it's not going to be a pretty one at that. They really don't have much money in the bank. Pretty much 3,000 across the board for them. So G2 are going to be sorely limited here. Yeah, Galil just to get some nades for Jax. Couple of MAC-10s. And I mean, this kind of makes you think it's going to have to be just quite a bit of run and gun, but Nip should be ready for that kind of thing.
Should be. One issue is the lack of range. We don't even have a Desert Eagle.
Nico, there.
Okay, Nico, yeah, I was just watching. I stopped because I saw 1700 and a Glock. So we have one Desert Eagle and a Galil. The rest of them will have severe issues in this round, at least to start with. 3 players quickly towards B-bomb, so hold on a second. Device, he manages to hold, and the B push will be cut to ribbons by the Org. Utter deletion. A very brief final round, 16-12, just like that. Ninjas in Pyjamas win the economy war and win Dust2.
What a terrific final round, keeping their cool. Really had to go for it with that buy. Nip were ready for it, though. The Incendiary to stop the initial B rush in its tracks, and then ZTR, once again, standing tall, just keeping his cool. Really impressed with the young gun. He actually tops the scoreboard in the end after that last round, tops the scoreboard for NIP. So congratulations on him. That is a super solid performance from him for this beginning